Right, here goes. This is a reaction video to AA9 Skills' Road to Glory series, which, if you're listening to this or watching this, I love. I absolutely love this series. But just recently, there's been a few things that have been wanting to make me pull my own teeth out. You have got to a stage in the game where you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what teams to play. You don't know who to buy. You're buying crap legends, which I feel is very much something that happens on Xbox. And you're insistent on this one team buying fitness cards. I've got two things for you. I'll try and make it as quick as possible. And I've made two teams for you to look at. Number one, you need a Calcio A team. Now, I've made two concept squads to demonstrate what I mean. Here we go, AA9 big team, right. This is a make-up of a team that you could have, and of players that I know, right, for example, Insigne you have. You know he's brilliant. Salah, you know he's brilliant. Nangolan, you know he's brilliant. Chiellini, you know he's brilliant. Sandro, you know he's brilliant. Perez, possibly the best. I would argue that I also like Florenzi, who's brilliant. Bonucci's an argument that you can have Bonucci or who have we got here? Barzagli. One or the other. But if you look at that four at the back, in my opinion, for a four, one league, there is no better. No better in the Premier League, French League, Bundesliga, Spanish League. You will not get a better back four than that. There's no way. We already know what the other players are capable of. Also, as well, I put up some players that I would suggest. This João Mario card is the Serie A Calcio A version of N'Golo Kante. His work rates, let's have a look. Look, medium high, 78 pace, 78 physical, 78 defence. You stick a hunter, I'm not a hunter, you stick a shadow on this card, he is a beast in that 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Put him at the back, 5'10", he's taller than him, he is brilliant. His passing is awesome. His shot's even good. His dribble winning is good. You can pick this card up for, let me have a look, I've even written down. You can pick this card up for 75k, this card is. And then you can look at the other options as well. So you're in midfield. So you've got Brozovic, who is an excellent card. Marquisio, another excellent card. Pjanic, for me alone, he gets in the side simply for his free kicks alone. If you get a free kick anywhere within 30 yards, it's going in. There's no question. Hamzik, Marquisio, you've got all of these options that could go into the side. And then if you want, and then another card that I often hear you say spanks you and does brilliant against you, Dybala, whatever you want to call him. Another awesome card. This could be, for me, this fixes your defensive frailties. And you've already said as well, it doesn't really matter who you've got up front. This is a brilliant, brilliant side. Now, I know what you're saying, and I know what you're thinking. You don't want Buffon in goal. I understand that. He's not great. But, you've already said before as well, goalkeepers are shit in this game. They are rubbish. You pick up Handanovic, the ACR, I think for about 100k on Xbox. His standard card goes for about 8 grand. Buffon, I think he's between 15 and 20 grand. I would say that with this defence in front of him, it doesn't matter what keeper you have, because they're not going to be the problem. At the moment, what you're having is you're having problems with your defensive line and having a keeper having to be good. With this defensive line, he's going to have to, whoever keeper you have in there is going to make less saves and it's going to matter less. Right, so that's what I'm saying on that. And my final thing before I go is the fitness team. Your insistence on playing one side because you believe that practicing with one side is the way to go to get to know your team, to be able to have some consistency with your team. The irony is that you're doing a series where you're changing the players almost every single episode. Now, there are players within the game that you know are good, that you know that you could play with, and also I would suggest that you could go into any FUT Champions game and win. Now, I haven't done a team for you. Let's have a look, see. This is the AA fitness team. Utilising players that you already have in red cards. For example, Lukaku and Eriksen. So there's like there's 500,000 coins worth there, just in those two players. We already know what you think of Walker. We already know what you think of Smalling. We already know what you think of Van Aanholt. There's good defence. The argument and the weak spot here is that is there another decent centre-back in the league? You've got Reed, you've got Baye, you've got Koscielny, you've got Williams. Now, I know that you know Baye and Reed. I would definitely suggest seeing Koscielny with an anchor card in him to get his physical up. And Williams is a beast with a shadow on. Absolute beast with a shadow on. Definitely a card I would suggest. Also, you know that what we're thinking of. So, Eriksen, I feel like in the 4-3-2-1 which you play, he's too far back. In this formation, the 4-3-3, the fourth version of it, he will be an absolute beast for you. He will get forward, have Lukaku, that Lukaku kind of target man. He brings the ball down. He's got runners in Martial and Walcott. He's got Eriksen running in behind. It's absolutely made for him, this formation. It would make him brilliant. You would score so many goals with him, you don't even notice it. This team, you've got most of these players. You've got Eriksen, you've got Lukaku, you've got Martial, you've got Walcott, you've got Kante. Smalling you've got Walker. You've just sold Van Aanholt. 80k he costs to get him back into the side. Buckland. Your keeper at the moment is De Gea. Now, I've also heard you moan a lot about him. And that's 100k or whatever it is to have him in the side. My suggestion would be sell him. There are 5 decent keepers in the league that I would, or each one of them is a pittance of the price of what De Gea is. And if you're moaning about De Gea at the money that he costs, he ain't worth having in the side. My last suggestion for this team, a card that you haven't used yet, and I would really suggest, is this N'Golo Gay card. For me, you match him with, just look at the stats first off. 80 pace, 83 defence, 84 physical. What is he? I think a little bit taller, but he is another N'Golo Kante. Same work rate, medium high, no skill moves, 3-star, weak foot. His pass is decent, his pace is brilliant, and his dribble's about right. This card is a beast. He's a lot of money, 180k. But you put him into the side, and say for example, say for argument's sake, we go back to Baye. Oh, I wouldn't say, I would rather have Williams, but that's just my opinion. This side, let's just have a look at you've already got. You've got him, you've got him, you've got him, you've got him, you've got him. You've got him, you've got him. You sell him, you make money back. This side will cost you, if you sell De Gea, 80 grand. 160 grand maybe. Something like that. Let me just check. So if you sold him, it's 80k for Van Aanholt, it's 180k for the N'Golo Gay card. So, but if you sell, who I would recommend, sell De Gea, you've got a decent side there. Now, I know what you're thinking. This team is going to save you. At the moment, you're doing Division 1, and you win Division 1, you're earning, 11 grand, 15 grand? Because you're spending 1,400 coins on fitness cards every single game, that's 14 grand you've lost. Now, I understand if you want to have one team for the FUT Champions League on a weekend, that's fine. But if you're in seasons, in the week, there's no reason to be on one team. There's no reason at all. You're wasting 1,400 coins. And I've seen you absolutely bulldozer teams with any side in Division 1. You need to get this fitness team. It's going to save you, if you do 3 seasons in a week and you win the league each time, that's 45 grand that you're getting back because you're not buying the fitness cards. One last thing before I go, I suppose the cost of the Calcio A side So where is it? Is around about 550k if you have it with the inform Handanovic. Without it, it's 450k. I absolutely stand by this. I have no idea if you'll get to see this, but I really hope you do. Much love. I love this series. Continue what you're doing. You're brilliant. And best of luck with the future.